Just had an altercation. Oh. Landing on the ground, elevating my legs. Trying to.
Want me to hold them up, bud? We got something
Yeah,
coming,
right
but if
about
you
there
want
would be great.
This one right here?
Both of them. So what happens when you go into shock is your body pulls all the blood to your insides to protect them. And that's why people pass out and have ancillary problems, because the brain doesn't get enough. So you elevate the legs to increase the blood pressure to the brain.
You weren't kidding when you said your medical field.
My father was a corpsman in the Navy for 22
There
years.
you go.
My
God
mom
bless
was
him.
an operating room technician. My first coloring book was the anatomy coloring book, and I passed the Navy first year core school exams in 5th grade.
Hi, is he okay? I called the police
I'll
and
live.
the ambulance.
Yep, we got him coming.
Hi, are you okay? You look like your legs are in bad shape.
Well, he's elevating them to help.
Okay,
Yeah, thank
okay,
you.
okay,
Help
okay.
pull me out of shock or keep me from going further
She's
into shock.
asking me if it's a bike or if it's
It was a bike.
I already talked to him.
I did too.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's a bicycle.
Let's put the
Oh,
chair
okay.
the
Did you
so
hit or
you,
did you fall?
He pulled
I hit
in really fast, and I didn't have time to go around or stop. And
So he didn't hit you though?
No, I
did.
ran into him, but he pulled in front of me. He cut me off.
I pulled out.
Okay. Thank you, sir, for helping.
Thank you very much.
I tried to pull in over there, and I couldn't give them enough information because I couldn't guess the truck.
Oh, good Samaritans, thank you. Oh. Yes, please.
Okay, here comes the ambulance. So here comes the
Excellent.
police. Do you live here? Are you from the area?
I live on a sailboat.
You what?
I live on a sailboat. I was on my way to work.
Oh, how nice.
I work for Glade Screen and
Okay, right. You know what?
screen
I'm from
closure.
Hillsborough Beach on A1A, but I'm not familiar. I have to take my husband's at therapy right now, and I have to drop him off, pick him up, drop him off. And I dropped him off and went to get a Diet Coke, and I saw you when I came back.
Well, thank you very, very much.
You are so welcome. I hope you'll be okay. I hope everything will be okay.
Oh, I'm pretty sure I'll be okay.
God bless you.
Thank you. I feel like maybe the kidneys got nabbed. Hey, bud.
How are you?
I'm alive. Here.
What's your name?
My name is Mark Bigfoot Goforth. In the back of my.
What's hurting you right now?
Oh, right now?
I'm with the fire department.
Oh, you're with the fire department. Awesome.
One of the paramedics.
This knee. Well, I'm now in the hospital at. I don't even know where I am. Boca Raton General Hospital or some such. I don't remember. So, waiting for the doctor. Honestly, don't know when the accident happened. I'll have to check my phone for timing, phone calls and such to coordinate that. It's now noon. Have spoken with the paramedics brought me. Have spoken with the intake nurse, and I'm waiting for a doctor. They said they don't know how long it'll be. So, happy, joy. But this is where I am. This is what's going on. And apparently I'm still healthy with a 20-year-old's disease. Even though I feel like I got punched in the kidneys and somebody tried to rip my leg off. The knee and the ankle do not feel good. But we'll see what happens. Okay. Went in, got x-rays. While I was in the x-ray and was maneuvering around, my right hip started hurting, or really bad. So I had them take a picture of that as well. Come on in. And now I get to fill out this. So that's going to be fun. Was told that they would not show me my x-rays, but I would get a CD when I leave, which is going to really help me because, yeah, I have no way to read the CD. So I'm going to attempt to talk to the doctor about getting to see my x-rays before I leave. Because that's ridiculous. Yeah. And of course everyone just says, oh no, HIPAA law. I'm like, I'm familiar with HIPAA. I get to look at my own fucking x-rays. But I didn't say it like that. This is what you get when you help somebody out, when he says, do you want to go up the mast? This is what you get. It's just, I swear, sometimes I don't know how to live with myself. It's been a good day. Even with a roll. That's a much better roll. Oh, thank you, Hunter. You're welcome. Enjoy.
So I sped this up as I rambled on and on. I have gotten back to the boat from a ride from Hunter on his dinghy to go grab my dinghy and bring it back. I then dressed my wound again because they had no salve on it. And as you can see, I did not wrap it the same way. But it did work, and I am healing well. It was kind of a rough end to the day. Adrenaline's still going a little bit, but the pain definitely coming through. Here you go, boys and girls. Raw content. Have I mentioned that I needed an editor?
Been loud because the motor's going as I'm traveling down from Lake Wyman to Lake Santa Barbara, which I hope I haven't passed. Pretty sure I haven't. But yeah, it's very loud with the motor, and without a big keel, I don't have the reaction time to sail. And that sailboat up ahead of me, you can't even see it, turning in at that next inlet. That's where I'm going. Made a bagel sandwich while going down the ICW. All right, content. So right here, my thing was tacoed. It was all the way back against here. I bent it out with a couple of sticks, obviously doing a horrible job, but yeah, it was tacoed right down that line basically. And now I need to make it functional, because I don't have another choice at the moment. Got to be able to get to work, got to be able to do things. The electric bike company totaled it, said he wouldn't bother trying to ride it anymore because the frame and this and that and the other thing. And I was like, you know, I think you just want money. So the guy who I had the altercation with, I'm sure at this point thinks I'm just grubbing for money because I sent him the invoice. But that's that. So that's today. I'm down in Sunrise Bay again. Made it this morning. Came down to Lake Santa Barbara last night and anchored there. Got my dinghy out because I figure it's going to take a couple of days. I might as well do the repairs that are desperate. Oh, there we go. Desperately needed repairs. I mean, you can almost rip that. Well, I can rip that off by hand without anything. But getting this thing cleaned up and fixed, getting the leak repaired, all of that is on my agenda for the next couple of days. Which way is this going? I don't know. I don't care at this point. All my leaks are sealed. I did that with just aluminum tape over the tops of the windows because I don't have the capability to purchase the $1,000 worth of plastic to replace them and rebed them. I don't think they'll survive a rebedding as old as they are. But that's it. That's my next couple of days. Got a big bandage on my heel, which barely covers the thing. It's still seeping, which is good. It needs to seep. Right now, I'm going to straighten out this chain ring that got tacoed during the accident, because the rest of the bike seems okay. So I might have a workable bike here in an hour or so. The bike is now usable. So as far as I'm concerned, I get that battery back and I'm good to roll wherever. I got to take it easy on my heel where there's the stitches, but other than that, she looks in good shape. Okay, that one goes back. Don't know that it'll go backwards all the way. It keeps trying to jump off that one spot, when I go backwards. But going forward and cranking, it catches and holds pretty good, which is the important part. Now all I gotta do is get new brake pads. And that should be good. Now, on to the dinghy. Well, I just finished putting on a new set of cranks and adjusting the brakes. There's the old one. It is, no, it'll still work, right? No, it won't. But I got new ones for $50. Transferred them over, adjusted the brakes, and I'm just getting ready to go for a ride for testing. I'm having pasta with pesto and garlic and Parmesan cheese. I have hooked up my battery to charge. I've gone through my solar and double checked that. That panel's no good anymore. That old panel's still pumping out power beautifully, as are my other two. Bicycle's been working great. Got water. Spent about 2 hours working on my dinghy, which is still somewhat deflated. I've been on the dock most of the day, waiting for those and taking care of a few other things. And now I got to go back out there with all the other boats. Okay, I woke up at 4 o'clock, 3:30, and something in my left side back where I bounced off that car has started moving. So I have come down to urgent care at CVS, which is not an urgent care. They've called an ambulance, which is what I was trying to avoid. Feels like when those muscles move, something's stabbing me and digging around. Kind of like the feeling when the nurse is trying to pull some blood and misses and pulls the needle out just a little tiny bit and starts moving around inside. But it's right over my lung and above my rib, and it hurts like hell. So I guess the ambulance is the way to go, because I'm not walking 1.5 miles. Could barely walk at all. This sucks. I actually just came to an accommodation with the guy that hit me, but then this might change all that. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I didn't think it was broken. I thought it was just bruised. Of course, it was hard to tell because I'd previously broken a couple of weeks before. It was my third rib on the front with the handlebars of my bicycle stabbing me on the way down. But that's been actually healing up nicely. So at this point, I'm waiting for the ambulance. Waiting for the ambulance. And we'll see what happens. am on an 800 milligram ibuprofen and 1 Ultram, or Tramadol. I don't remember. Okay. Yesterday I came back up to Lake Wyman. Better anchorage, better access. Ran out of gas on the way down. Somebody offered to help. I gave them my bow line, told them to tie off on their bow, and they put out a bunch of bumpers and tried to get next to me, and we both drifted into the shore, and he was trying to maneuver the boats poorly. Apparently not a student of physics. Oh, there's my fingers. But, oh, focus. Right there, down at the water line, just above the water line, is damage from his boat on mine as he bumped all over this damn thing. Finally, I got him to put it on the bow and back off the appropriate way. And he did pull me off. I got my fuel transferred, got it started, and then smashed into a marker pole down here. There's the rubbing on the rub rail. Thank God it didn't do any damage, but I did scrape down, catch that, and rip those off, which is less than fortunate. But here I am back in Lake Wyman. Beautiful spot. I can get to shore over there and stay dry all the way to land. Or, I guess that being dry, that means it is land. I have 1 solar panel set up because my charge controller would only take 1 with the power, and that's currently hooked up to my dinghy battery, which is finally getting charged because that one died. Oh. And yeah, took a shower bath this morning, first time in a week because of my heel and everything that's happened. Body's sore. I still have trouble moving because of the apparently pulled muscles in my intercostals. Oh, ow. So they gave me after an overnight at the hospital with, let's see, they saw me, took a CAT scan, showed nothing, sent me home, discharged me. They're like, well, you know, it's just soft tissue, it's no big deal. So I had my feet go out from me from pain twice, walking from the discharge ER room around the hospital to get my scan from on CD from the imaging department, because they were too busy to call it in. So I showed up there finally and went to push the papers across and had my legs go out from underneath me again, and they're like, what's going on? And I was very frustrated, and I swore, and I'm like, I just got discharged because they couldn't find it on the CT scan, so it must not be real. And they made me sit there. They brought a wheelchair over and wheeled me back in to the same ER with the same doctor, who was like, what the hell are you doing here? And I'm like, they didn't give me a choice. And so he prescribed, he's like, well, you said you didn't want the heavy drugs. I'm like, no, I live on a sailboat. I got to be cognizant. He's like, well, based on what's happening, I'm gonna prescribe you some morphine to try to kill that pain, and we'll see if that works. So they gave me 2 shots of morphine, which I'm not sure what the dosage was or anything else. I haven't looked through the paperwork to see if it's in there. But while it made me nauseous and numb and made it real easy to sleep, anytime I moved or tried to get up to go to the bathroom, I had the same pain, same issues, cut right through as though I was on nothing. Also Valium. So it was a Valium and morphine, about a half an hour apart. So
That doctor goes off shift. Another doctor comes on. I talk to her. Now, because I was admitted and then discharged and then readmitted, I was in a loophole there. So the one doctor at about 11 o'clock at night was like, well, I don't know what to do. Let's try Flexeril. So they gave me I was like, I don't want any more of the morphine. That's nasty. They gave me a Flexeril, and that worked. And I just slept quite comfortably until I was woken up by the next shift change doctor asking what the hell I was doing there and how come I was still there when I was obviously unhurt according to the CT scans. And I basically gave him the same spiel. I'm like, listen, they gave me this, it didn't do anything, just this. And he was like, well, I don't know why you're here or what you're doing. And he left. And I went back to sleep. In the morning, same doctor from the original doctor comes by, and he's like, well, why are you still here? And I'm like, listen, man, this didn't work, this didn't work, this didn't work, this didn't work. The Flexeril worked. Give me a prescription for Flexeril. Give me another Flexeril to numb the pain. Give me the prescription for Flexeril, and I'll happily get the hell out of here. And they did. Well, they didn't give me another Flexeril. They gave me a shot of an analgesic and anti-inflammatory. I took a picture of it. I'll see if I can put that picture there. And then I went out and waited around for an hour or so while Jay, my friend and co-worker, employer, I work for him, dropped everything and came and got me, and took me to the pharmacy and then took me home, back to the boat. So basically got back to the boat, which was at the state park, found out that somebody had been asking why is my boat there, even though I called and let them know what was going on, and they're like, okay, extenuating circumstances, we'll make a note, don't worry about it. So I showed up and I had my boat gone by noon. Actually about 12:30 is when I left, and then I headed up here to Boca from Fort Lauderdale. It was a rough day because, of course, I'm in pain, can't take too many drugs while I'm trying to sail and work, and because I only have one working motor and I have to adjust the choke by hand, I have to climb down and do that. And then, of course, the bridges being timed instead of as come, I was forced to sit there with my motor running doing circles because the winds were so high that was the only way to safely maintain control of the vessel. So somebody called, and I at one point had, right before the Hillsborough Bridge, had a fire department truck and looked like a parks guy, all in uniforms, waving at me, am I okay? Thumbs up. I'm like, yes, I'm okay. Thumbs up. I'm waiting for the bridge. They're like, okay. And they followed me, and last I saw them, they were under the bridge watching me go by, and I waved, gave them the thumbs up. I'm like, do you need to call me? Channel 9. Didn't hear anything from them. Made it through the bridge. Haven't seen them since. So somebody was someone was worried and trying to make sure I had help if I needed it. And another boater offered help, and after the first one I declined because, yeah, it's hard to trust that somebody else knows what's going on when you don't know who they are or what's going on. They might have rented the boat, I don't know. So I got here, I had some lemonade with about a quarter shot of rum in it, and took another Flexeril, and laid down and took a nap. And then I woke up some hours later and put myself to bed. That was a rough day, but I lived through it. I'm still kicking, still breathing, everything seems all right. But that's the update. At this point, I've got my breakfast is about ready to eat.
I've had a coffee, and I am going to try to figure out what's going on today. I told my friend Hunter that I'd come over and help him get his solar sorted out and his bilge pumps running. And that's basically my plans for the day. He's about 200 yards off of my stern at the moment. And let's see, it's probably 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock. Oh, 8 o'clock. So I'll give him a call here in about a half an hour, and after I eat breakfast, and see what his timing is like for the day. So yeah, fun. Ow. It's weird, the movements that make it hurt.